And who are you?
Well, my name is Susan Wismer. I'm a resident of Collingwood and live here with in what we call a polycule, which is I have two human partners, and we have been together for a long time, so it's a long-term relationship.
That's very nice. And what have you written?
Well, I have written recently. I have just released a new book of poetry, Hag Dances. And then last November, I released a smaller book co-authored with two other women, two dancers, called Hand Shadows. Prior to that, I've been working hard in my post-paid employment years to learn how to write poetry because, as many people are aware, it's not a great way to feed your kids. And so I've had things published in various journals and things like that.
And what inspired you to become an author
Oh,
or writer?
I think as long as I can remember, I have loved words and language. I love learning different languages than my own. And I think as a child, the idea that I could take my imaginings, shape them into words, and then find a way to put them down on paper, it was miraculous. And in some ways that it's still the case.
And so in terms of the kinds of poems you like to write, do you have a certain style, or what kind of poems do you like to write, or do you like to write about anything?
I like to write about anything that is important to me. I think people would probably call me a lyric poet. I am still young enough in the world of poetry that I don't know what the academic label for my work would be.
Okay. That's very, and writing is writing, right? So in terms of not being pigeonholed into a certain kind of thing is, I think, important, and it's good for art to kind of tell different stories. Are you working on something right now? You did say that you just released a book of poetry, and is there a future plan that you're looking at right now?
I'm working on a couple of things. One of them is that with the release of two books in a short period of time, not something I ever anticipated, I am moving outside of my comfort zone into, okay, how do I put these books in the hands of people who would like to enjoy them? Promotion and marketing has never been an expertise I've developed. And poetry is a niche interest. So that's one thing I'm working at is presenting Hag Dances and Hand Shadows to the world and trying to do it in a way that works for others and works for me. It's a lot of learning. And the second thing is I have another manuscript I'm working on.
Oh, that's great. And the most challenging part is getting your work out there and getting it read and getting it noticed, and because you want to share it with the world, right?
That's right, I do.
Would you have any advice for up and coming poets?
Oh, believe in yourself. Poetry is, for most people, something you do because you're trying to dig into your life and get at the truths that underlie everything on the surface. And then if you can find anything that's even a little bit satisfactory, sharing it with others. But I think the first thing is you just have to believe in what you're doing and not worry about the audience, because there's never going to be probably the audience that your 4-year-old child self might have dreamt of.
Well, thanks very much for this interview.
Oh, you're welcome, Sean, and thanks so much for doing it.
No problem.